a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Paul Allen. Paul Gardner Allen was an American business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. Alongside Bill Gates, Allen co-founded Microsoft in 1975, which helped spark the microcomputer revolution, and later became the largest PC software company in the world. In March 2018, he was estimated to be the 44th wealthiest person in the world, with an estimated net worth of $21.7 billion. Revised at the time of his death to $20.3 billion. Allen was the founder and chairman of Vulcan Inc., which managed his various business and philanthropic efforts. He had a multibillion-dollar investment portfolio including technology and media companies, scientific research, real estate holdings, private spaceflight ventures, and stakes in other sectors. He owned two professional sports teams, the Seattle Seahawks of the National Football League and the Portland Trail Blazers of the National Basketball Association, and was part owner of the Seattle Sounders FC, which joined Major League Soccer in 2009. Allen was the founder of the Allen Institute for Brain Science, Institute for Artificial Intelligence, Institute for Cell Science, and Strata Launch Systems. He gave more than $2 billion to causes such as education, wildlife and environmental conservation, the arts, healthcare, community services, and more. He received numerous awards and honors in several different professions, and was listed among the Time 100 most influential people in the world in both 2007 and 2008. Early life. Allen was born on January 21, 1953, in Seattle, Washington, to Kenneth Sam Allen and Edna Faye Allen. Allen attended Lakeside School, a private school in Seattle, where he befriended the 2 years younger Bill Gates, with whom he shared an enthusiasm for computers. They used Lakeside's teletype terminal to develop their programming skills on several time-sharing computer systems. They also used the laboratory of the Computer Science Department of the University of Washington, doing personal research in computer programming. On at least one occasion in 1971 they were banned from the laboratory for abuse of their privileges there. According to Allen, in their teenage years he and Bill Gates would go dumpster diving for computer program code. After graduating and obtaining a perfect SAT score of 1,600, Allen went to Washington State University, where he joined Phi Kappa Theta fraternity. After 2 years, however, he dropped out in order to work as a programmer for Honeywell in Boston, near Harvard University where Bill Gates had ended up. Allen later convinced Gates to drop out of Harvard in order to create Microsoft. In 1975, in Albuquerque, New Mexico, Allen and Gates began marketing a basic programming language interpreter. Allen came up with the original name of Microsoft, according to a 1995 Fortune magazine article. In 1980, after Microsoft had committed to deliver IBM a disk operating system for the original IBM PC, although they had not yet developed one, Allen spearheaded a deal for Microsoft to purchase DOS. Written by Tim Patterson, who, at the time, was employed at Seattle Computer Products. As a result of this transaction, Microsoft was able to secure a contract to supply the DOS that would eventually run on IBM's PC line. This contract with IBM proved the watershed in Microsoft history that led to Allen's and Gates' wealth and success. Allen effectively left Microsoft in 1982 after receiving a Hodgkin's lymphoma diagnosis. Gates reportedly asked Allen to give him some of his shares to compensate for the higher amount of work being performed by Gates. According to Allen, Gates said since he did almost everything on BASIC, the company should be split 60-40 in his favor. Allen agreed to this arrangement, which Gates later attempted to amend to 64-36. In 1983, Gates tried to buy Allen out at $5 per share. However, Allen refused, and left the company with his shares intact. This proved critical to Allen's becoming a billionaire after Microsoft went public. Allen officially resigned from his position on the Microsoft board of directors on November 9, 2000. He remained as a senior strategy advisor to the company's executives. In January 2014, he still held 100 million shares of Microsoft. Aerospace. Allen confirmed that he was the sole investor behind aerospace engineer and entrepreneur Burt Rutan's Spaceship One suborbital commercial spacecraft on October 4, 2004. The craft was developed and flown by Mojave Aerospace Ventures, which was a joint venture between Allen and Rutan's aviation company, Scaled Composites. Spaceship One climbed to an altitude of 377,591 feet over the Mojave Air and Spaceport, and was the first privately funded effort to successfully put a civilian in suborbital space. It won the Ansari X Prize competition and received the $10 million prize. On December 13, 2011, Allen announced the creation of Stratolaunch Systems, based at the Mojave Air and Spaceport. Stratolaunch is a proposed orbital launch system consisting of a dual-bodied, 6-engine jet aircraft, capable of carrying a rocket to high altitude. The rocket would then separate from its carrier aircraft and fire its own engines to complete its climb into orbit. If successful, this project would be the first wholly privately funded space transport system. Stratolaunch, which is partnering with Orbital ATK and Scaled Composites, is intended to launch in inclement weather, fly without worrying about the availability of launch pads, and to operate from different locations. Stratolaunch plans to ultimately host 6 to 10 missions per year. On April 13, 2015, Vulcan Aerospace was announced. It is the company within Allen's Vulcan Incorporated that plans and executes projects to shift how the world conceptualizes space travel through cost reduction and on-demand access. Real estate. Allen's Vulcan Real Estate division offers development and portfolio management services, and is known for the redevelopment of the South Lake Union neighborhood immediately north of downtown Seattle. Vulcan has developed 6.3 E6 SQFT of new residential, office, retail and biotechnology research space, and has a total development capacity of 10 million square feet. Vulcan advocated for the Seattle streetcar line known as South Lake Union Streetcar, which runs from Seattle's Westlake Center to the south end of Lake Union. In 2012, the Wall Street Journal called Allen's South Lake Union investment unexpectedly lucrative, and one that led to his firm selling a 1,800,000 square feet office complex to Amazon.com for $1.16 billion, one of the most expensive office deals ever in Seattle. "It's exceeded my expectations," Allen said of the South Lake Union development. Portland Trail Blazers. Allen purchased the Portland Trail Blazers NBA team in 1988 from California real estate developer Larry Weinberg for $70 million. He was instrumental in the development and funding of the Moda Center, the arena where the Blazers play. He purchased the arena on April 2, 2007, and stated that this was a major milestone and a positive step for the franchise. Since taking over the franchise, the Allen-owned Trail Blazers have reached the playoffs 19 times, including the NBA Finals in 1990 and 1992. According to Forbes, the Blazers were valued at $940 million in 2015 and ranked number 12 out of 30 NBA teams. Seattle Seahawks. Allen purchased the Seattle Seahawks NFL team in 1996 when former owner Ken Behring threatened to move the Seahawks to Southern California. Herman Sarkowski, a former Seahawks minority owner, told the Seattle Times about Allen's decision to buy the team. "I'm not sure anybody else in this community would have done what Allen did." The Seahawks are valued at $1.33 billion in August 2014 by Forbes, which says the team has one of the most rabid fan bases in the NFL. Under the helm of Allen, the Seahawks went to the Super Bowl 3 times, winning Super Bowl 48 and 3 NFC championships. Seattle Sounders FC. Allen's Vulcan Sports and Entertainment is part of the ownership team of the Seattle Sounders FC, a Major League Soccer franchise that began play in 2009 at CenturyLink Field, a stadium which was also controlled by Allen. The ownership team also includes film producer Joe Roth, businessman Adrian Hanauer, and comedian Drew Carey. The Sounders sold out every home game during its first season, setting a new MLS record for average match attendance. Filmmaking. Allen and his sister Jody Allen together were the owners and executive producers of Vulcan Productions, a television and film production company headquartered in Seattle within the entertainment division of Vulcan Incorporated. Their films have received various recognition, ranging from a Peabody to Independent Spirit Awards, Grammys, and Emmys. In 2014 alone, Allen's film, We the Economy, won 12 awards including a Webby Award for Best Online News and Politics Series. The films have also been nominated for Golden Globes and Academy Awards among many others. Vulcan Productions films and documentary projects include Far From Heaven, Hard Candy, RX for Survival, A Global Health Challenge, Where God Left His Shoes, Judgment Day, Intelligent Design on Trial, This Emotional Life, We the Economy, Racing Extinction, and Oscar-nominated Body Team 12. In 2013, Vulcan Productions co-produced the Richard E. Robbins-directed film Girl Rising, which tells the stories of girls from different parts of the world who seek an education. Globally, over 205 million households watched Girl Rising during the CNN and CNN International premieres, and over 4 million people have engaged with Girl Rising through websites and social media. Through the associated 10 by 10 program, over $2.1 million has been donated to help girls receive an education worldwide. Also in 2013, Vulcan Productions signed on as a producing partner of Pandora's Promise, a documentary about nuclear power, directed by Oscar-nominated director Robert Stone. It was released in select theaters nationwide June 12, 2013 and on CNN on November 7, 2013. A variety of college and private screenings as well as panel discussions have been hosted throughout the country. Philanthropy. Allen gave more than $2 billion towards the advancement of science, technology, education, wildlife conservation, the arts, and community services in his lifetime. The Paul G. Allen Family Foundation was established to administer a portion of Allen's philanthropic contributions. Since its formation, the foundation has given more than $494 million to over 1,500 nonprofits, and in 2010, Allen became a signatory of the Giving Pledge, promising to give at least half of his fortune to philanthropic causes. Allen received commendations for his philanthropic commitments, including the Andrew Carnegie Medal of Philanthropy and Inside Philanthropy's Philanthropist of the Year. Science and research. In September 2003, Allen launched the Allen Institute for Brain Science with a $100 million contribution dedicated to understanding how the human brain works. In total, Allen donated $500 million to the institute, making it his single largest philanthropic recipient. Since its launch, the Allen Institute for Brain Science has taken a big science and open science approach to tackle projects. The institute makes research tools available to the scientific community using an open data model. Some of the institute's most notable projects include the Allen Mouse Brain Atlas, Allen Human Brain Atlas, and the Allen Mouse Brain Connectivity Atlas. The Allen Institute is also helping to advance and shape the White House's Brain Initiative as well as the Human Brain Project. Founded in 2014, the Allen Institute for Artificial Intelligence's main focus is to research and engineer artificial intelligence. The institute is modeled after the Allen Institute for Brain Science and led by researcher and professor, Thrive, Oenatsioni. AI2 has undertaken 4 main projects: Aristo, Semantic Scholar, Euclid, and Plato. Project Aristo is working to build an AI system capable of passing an 8th grade science exam. In December 2014, Allen committed $100 million to create the Allen Institute for Cell Science in Seattle. The institute is investigating and creating a virtual model of cells in the hope of bringing forth treatment of different diseases. Like the institutes before it, all data generated and tools developed will be made publicly available online. Launched in 2016 with a $100 million commitment, The Paul G. Allen Frontiers Group aims to discover and support ideas at the frontier of bioscience in an effort to accelerate the pace of discovery. The group is led by Tom Skalak and will be targeting scientists and research areas that some might consider out of the box at the very edges of knowledge. Allen launched the Allen Distinguished Investigators Awards in 2010 to support scientists pursuing early-stage research projects who often have difficulty securing funding from traditional sources. Allen donated the seed money to build SETI's Allen Telescope Array, eventually contributing $30 million to the project. The Paul Allen's flower fly was named in recognition of his contributions to dipterology, environment and conservation. Allen provided more than $7 million to fund a census of elephant populations in Africa, the largest such endeavor since the 1970s. The Great Elephant Census team flew over 20 countries to survey African savanna elephants. The survey results were published in 2015 and showed rapid rates of decline which were accelerating. He began supporting the University of British Columbia's Sea Around Us project in 2014 to improve data on global fisheries as a way to fight illegal fishing. Part of his $2.6 million in funding went towards the creation of FishBase, an online database about adult finfish. Allen funded the Global Finprint Initiative, launched in July 2015, a 3-year survey of sharks and rays in coral reef areas. The survey is the largest of its kind and designed to provide data to help conservation programs. Allen backed Washington State Initiative 1401 to prohibit the purchase, sale, and distribution of products made from 10 endangered species including elephants, rhinos, lions, tigers, leopards, cheetahs, marine turtles, pangolins, sharks and rays. The initiative gained enough signatures to be on the state's ballot on November 3, 2015, and passed. Alongside the United States Department of Transportation, Allen and Vulcan Inc. launched the Smart City Challenge, a contest inviting American cities to transform their transportation systems. Created in 2015 with the USDA's $40 million commitment as well as $10 million from Allen's Vulcan Inc. The challenge aims to create a first-of-its-kind modern city that will demonstrate how cities can improve quality of life while lowering greenhouse gas emissions. The winning city was Columbus, Ohio. As a founding member of the International Seakeepers Society, Allen hosted its proprietary Seakeeper 1000 TM oceanographic and atmospheric monitoring system on all 3 of his mega yachts. Allen funded the building of microgrids, which are small-scale power grids that can operate independently, in Kenya to help promote reusable energy and empower its businesses and residents. He was an early investor in the Moingu Networks, a wireless and solar-powered internet provider which aims to connect rural Africa with the world, and Off-Grid Electric, a company focused on providing solar energy to people in emerging nations. Ebola. In 2014, Allen pledged at least $100 million toward the fight to end the Ebola virus epidemic in West Africa, making him the largest private donor in the Ebola crisis. He also created a website called tackleebola.org as a way to spread awareness as well as serve as a way donors could fund projects in need. The site additionally highlighted organizations working to stop Ebola that Allen supported such as International Red Cross and Red Crescent Movement, Médecins Sans Frontières, Partners in Health, UNICEF, and World Food Programme USA. On April 21, 2015, Allen brought together key leaders in the Ebola fight at the Ebola Innovation Summit in San Francisco. The summit aimed to share key learnings and reinforce the need for continued action and support to bring the number of Ebola cases down to 0, which was achieved in January 2016. In October 2015, the Paul G. Allen Family Foundation announced it would award 7 new grants totaling $11 million to prevent future widespread outbreaks of the virus. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?